So welcome everyone once again to come. Let's reason together.
Yay!
So we are here again this evening. As you know, I am the host of Come Let's Reason Together. My name is Oluseyi Olusoya. This is another new era for Come Let's Reason Together, because on this particular day we are going to be looking at different issues of marriage concerns, marriage problems that may be affecting people. And we are giving people the opportunity to ask questions. Whether you are single, whether you are married, whether you are divorced, this is an opportunity for this 1 hour to ask us any questions. So I'm here to answer your questions. And with me is my co-workers. They are my mentors as well, Casper and Sherelle. They love builders. They've been on this job, I think, more than 10 years now that they've been.
17.
How many years?
17 years.
17 years. You can. So when we are talking about relationship, we are talking about marriage, we know exactly what we are saying. And they've been counseling for so many people. Not only where they are, because they're from America, but not only there. I think they have a lot of people on social media that do get close to them, to want to ask them questions, to get support and get counseling. So
Yeah.
today is more or less about free counseling that you're not paying for. It's a free counseling that you're not paying for. So you can ask us any question. Now, if you think you are not comfortable asking the question directly, then you can private chat us. I will just read the question and we'll just try to see how much answers or how much support we can give you. Because what we want to do with this particular era is that we want to start doing things, trying to stop things from becoming a bigger issue.
Yeah.
So like nipping it on the bud before it becomes escalated. Because at times when it gets escalated, we can't, it now takes more time for you to be able to sort it out. So please, so if Casper and Shreya wants to introduce yourself again once more, that would be nice.
Absolutely. So we're Casper and Cheryl Stockham. We live here in Denver, Colorado, in the U.S., and we've been doing marriage coaching and counseling, if you will, for the past 17 plus years. We wrote a book called Divorce Proofing Your Marriage. I wrote a book called Mastering Adam, and we're finishing up a book that Cheryl wrote called Mastering Eve. So we are excited to always be able to chime in and help and discuss these topics. Tomorrow, we're going to be delivering the message at our church, and the message is going to be on Adam and Eve. So we're excited to be here.
Thank you for that introduction. So we've released Mastering Adam, so we are waiting for Mastering Eve.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you very much. So hopefully people will get a lot from you. Like I said, good evening, everyone that has joined us. This is a new era for Come Let's Reason Together. So while we are doing this, when we are not doing our main program, this is what we'll be doing. We'll be giving people opportunity to ask questions. So we are not going to be doing much of the talking. We're not going to have more guest speakers there. We'll just be having maybe one guest speaker with myself. And what we want to be doing is to support people right from the beginning of a problem before the problem becomes bigger. We're looking at issues. We'll be looking at issues that affect marriages, affect relationships, affect boyfriend and girlfriend. This is what we are going to be looking at. So that at the end of the day, we are able to, to help people to get things sorted out before it becomes a bigger issue, like I said. So today, we want to be looking at area of communication. I'm sure it's not new to a lot of people. Communication in marriage is not new to a lot of people. Because when you ask people, they'll say, yes, I communicate. Of course, I communicate. Oh, I did communicate. I communicated with you. I communicated. Oh, yes, I said something. Oh, yes, I spoke to him. But then, How did you speak to that man?
Mm-hmm.
How did you speak to that woman? What tones did you use in speaking to that man, and vice versa? What was your body language at that time that you were speaking?
Mm-hmm.
Was your tone equal to your body language? What was coming out from your mouth, was it the same thing as what your body is presenting to your spouse?
Yeah.
Because these are the problem. Like, then the case becomes, oh, yes, the hand looks like Esau, but the voice doesn't look like him.
Yeah.
So what's going on here? And that's what we want to look, because you see, the basic thing for marriage is communication.
Mm-hmm.
The basic foundation of a good marriage is communication. You see, other things, it will just be falling in. When I started, I said something about, oh, I am tired of this man now. Every time he comes back to work, he just drop all his sneakers, his socks on the staircase, and I have to be picking it up. I've been telling him, I've been correcting him, but then he's not listening to me. But one thing we want to look at today, your correction. How are you projecting your correction to that man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How are you doing it? Some people will say, oh, but you know that I have a loud, like people will say, I have a loud voice. But I know that if I want to calm down with my tone, I can calm down with my tone, especially when I'm speaking to my husband,
Right.
because I want my husband to listen to me. But then because I am angry, because I am upset, because I have been telling him days and days and days, times and time, that is what is projecting out of me. Then I keep saying to them, but I'm communicating. I spoke to him yesterday. I spoke to him the day before yesterday, but I'm still doing the same thing. So this is what I want us to look at today. I want us to have a good look at this, to say your communication. How do you project your communication to your other half? How do you present your case when you're communicating? Are you communicating positively, or you're communicating negatively? You see this thing that we're talking about? It can even happen between friends, between parents, between families. How are we communicating? You might communicate, a subject matter to someone, and the other person could actually take it on board in another way, because that's the way he understood what you've said. And this is why I said, mainly, the main problem that we have in our relationship and marriages is about communication. It's about communication. Somebody is doing something that is not right within the marriage. How do we do it? And the man will listen to you, and the woman will listen to you without judging you, without condemning, without getting upset because you are correcting him or you are talking to him or her in a negative way. They said something about communication, that communication doesn't involve speaking alone. You have all these non-verbal cues as well.
Yeah.
But a lot of us be focused on the verbal cues alone, which is the talking. So what about the non-verbal cues? And then the man will say, whatever you are saying is quite different from the way you are presenting your matter. Your attitude towards me is not right. You are doing as if you are my boss. You are doing as if, and then you are not showing me respect. You see how this thing will start coming in. You're not showing me respect. So being this couple that has been doing this job for the past 17 years, what do you have to say around this? Please, we have only 1 hour to, rock this boat. And I want it to be so exciting. So if you have any question, no matter how old you are, because some older people still make this mistake when they're talking to their husband, when they're talking to their wives. They still make this mistake. Yeah. Because what they normally think is that because we have been together for years, we are comfortable with each other, then we should understand each other. And it doesn't work like that. A man's ego is, you must respect me. Even till I enter the grave, you must continue to respect me. I am your husband.
Mm-hmm.
And the wife will say, yes, I have been with you for long. You need to reciprocate that respect. You need to reciprocate it with love with me as well. But what is your communication telling you? A lot of people on, outside there, they are going into problem or they run into problem because they are unable to communicate very well.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Their communication, when you put it on a scoring, is 0. They're not even scoring 1 because they speak with anger. They speak with, lack of humility.
Mm-hmm.
They speak as if they are talking to their, even your house girl. You should find a way to talk to them. And I mean that to, house help. You must find a way to talk to them.
Yeah.
Talk less of not speaking to your spouses as if you are speaking to your house help. And you expect to get something good from that. Even parents to children.
Mm-hmm.
If a child wants something from that womb, from that parent, and he or she is unable to communicate very well,
Yeah.
very, very unlikely that she will get what he or she will get what she wanted. Because the parent will see it as being rude. And that is how husbands see it, or a woman see that, why are you so rude to me? Meanwhile, the woman is on the right course. It's just because she has presented her case in a very negative way.
Oh, yeah.
So please, if you have any questions, it might not even be the one we are talking about right now, because that's what this 1 hour is for. Please, if you cannot put it in the chat room, private chat us. If you are listening to us on Facebook, or other social media, and you feel like if I put any questions, some people will be reading my question, and this is a burning issue that is affecting me, put it in our messenger on Facebook. We'll pick it up from there, and I can present it to this platform, and we can discuss it. And who knows, you might get an answer to it.
Yeah.
So we have one of our mothers that is raising up her hand already. So let's give her that chance to ask a question. And that may be your first answer, Caspi and Sherelle. Over to you, ma.
Thank you very much, ma. Good evening
Good
to
evening,
our
ma'am.
counselor. Are they?
Yes, you are getting free counseling this evening.
Good
You
evening.
are not paying
God
for it. If you
bless
come to
you.
us, we collect £50. I don't know how much they collect there in
In
US.
America.
Yeah, but you
A
do
But we
pay
lot
are
of
for it.
money.
getting it free.
Yes,
We
Glory
charge a
be
lot of
to
money.
God. It's nice to see you again.
thank you,
In
ma'am.
this call. Yes, my question is, can there be too much communication between husband and wife or between family?
That's it?
Is that
Can
it,
there
ma'am?
be too much communication
Yeah.
that,
Yeah.
like I don't know how to explain. Maybe prophetess will explain it better. Like, okay, I know what is it. Yeah, you've said it before. Don't keep repeating it. Don't
Ah,
don't talk about it anymore.
yes. Yes.
Like you talk too much. Things like that.
Yes.
How do you deal with that?
Okay.
When you think you are communicating, but the next person is not doing what you are asking for, you are telling them, but whenever you say it again, it's like, you said it once, you said it
Sure.
before. Why are you saying it again?
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Go
Mm.
ahead.
Good.
Go ahead.
Who wants to speak?
Oh, sure. We're having a little communication here.
I can see that.
So, so at first I was going to say you can never have too much communication, but it just depends on the type of communication that you're giving. What you're talking about is you ask for something or you're saying something, but you keep saying the same thing every time you communicate. It's like I asked you to pick up to do the dishes, and you come back an hour later. Why haven't you done the dishes? And you come
Mm.
back a little later and say the dishes are still piling up. That's communication that's not really going to get you anywhere. So in that case, you do not want to have a lot of communication. You want to figure out some other way to work on that situation. But with Cheryl and I, we can never have too much communication because it's healthy
Mm.
communication. The communication that we do with each other is we're informing each other about what's going on. We're making sure we're both on the same page when it comes to things that are happening, schedules and things like that. So you can never have too much communication when it comes to a healthy back and forth, just making sure that we're both on the same page.
And then too, you have to be careful if you are repeating yourself over and over again and you're not getting the result that you want, you need to question how are you presenting that? Is it really question? Is it really communication or is it attitude?
Right.
Mm.
Or is it nagging?
Yeah.
Are you asking them or are you demanding?
And telling, yeah.
Are you uh, presenting something to them or you're telling them this is something they have to do? It depends on if it's that type of communication, then you won't get the result you want.
Right.
You probably get rebellion
Hmm.
or they just ignore you.
Hmm.
And so you need to look at how are you presenting the question or how you're presenting what you want in order to get the result that you want.
Yeah.
None of us respond well to people coming to us with a bad attitude or people approaching us, um, nagging us or being demanding. It's like, are you asking me or are you telling me? And how are you telling me? Are you bossing me around or you're gently presenting something? So in this case, you need to check yourself.
Hmm.
If you want them to do the dishes, you better find a better way to ask them
No,
to.
no, no, no. It's not about the dishes. I know. Oh, that one is. Yeah, it's this couple that I kind of been mentor.
Uh-huh.
Sort
Mhm.
of, and then it's always complaining that, oh, we're not talking enough. But the husband say, we're talking too much.
Much, yeah.
We're
Yes.
talking too much.
Yeah.
So I said, this one say we're not talking enough. And said, if there's something happen, let's sit down and talk about it. I'm talking to him. It's not even answering me. It's not even listening. And then after 3 days, when the wife goes and do that thing, which she believed that the husband agree with, then the
Uh-huh.
husband come and say, when did we agree on this? When
Yes.
did we talk about this?
Right.
Mhm.
And that's
uh,
and that's why and that's why we say it needs to be healthy communication. So this is communication is one of the top three issues that drive people to divorce and challenges in their marriage. So we have a communication tool we use. It's a free tool actually you can get from our website. But it slows the conversation down so that each person feels like they're being heard, because even if it's something they disagree with, they still want to get their point across as to why they don't like it.
Mhm.
But if you're talking to someone and it seems like they're not even hearing you, they're just waiting for you to stop moving your mouth so they can say what they have to say, then that's not healthy communication. And it sounds like that's what was going on with this couple. They're not talking to each other, they're talking at each other instead of talking with and to each other and coming up with a solution for that, whatever that topic is.
And it may be they need to sit down and schedule a time without
okay.
interruptions and without distractions
Mm.
and actually look at each other face to face and talk.
Yeah. You'd be surprised how many couples are just they're talking to you or whatever, but they're walk as they're talking to you, they're walking off into a different direction because they're just giving you orders and as they're going. So okay, now do them dishes. I'm going over here.
Yeah, so in that way, you feel like you're getting too much communication. One says you're not getting enough communication. But my question is, regardless, it's not effective.
Whatever's
It's
happening,
not
it's
effective.
not
It's not
working.
healthy. You're not getting the proper result. So you need to slow down, take a step back,
Do something else.
and do something different, like have an appointment to sit with each other
Mm.
face to face and then begin to use the communication tool that we have that allows you to share your thought.
Hmm.
The other person repeats back to make sure they heard you
Hmm.
correctly
Okay.
because a lot of times we don't listen to each other.
Yeah. Thank you,
So,
Joel and Caspar.
Thank you. I'll try and tell them that. Thank you very much.
Thank
Mhm.
you, Mummy Apata. Thank you very much,
You're welcome.
Love Builders. You know, we were saying LD, 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 LD relationship, LD communication. So we know that there is LD communication and unLD communication.
Mm-hmm.
So let's look at LD communication and unLD communication. So from your experience, because from my experience, I know that when we're talking about LD communication, is a communication which is delivered effectively.
mm-hmm.
That communication is delivered effectively.
Right.
And it doesn't show any signs of nagging or any signs of power,
Right.
you know, this power tussle. Like
Yeah.
I am speaking, I'm talking, I'm communicating what is going on in my life to you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm using my body as you know, as a sign for you to understand where I am coming from.
Yes.
But you know, when you raise up your hand, there's a meaning to that. When you raise up your two hands, when you move your hand like this, there's, you know, everything has a meaning to it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we are quick in, you know, putting meanings to things to say, oh, the way he was showing, he was doing this, he was doing that. You know, sometimes when you're speaking to somebody, don't put your fingers in my eyes. Don't put your finger. And that is communication. For that person, the person is trying to communicate his problem or a problem to that person using all those gestures.
Yes.
But in relationship, especially marriage, it will be interpreted in a wrong way, because that will show that if it's a man, the man will see it as being disrespected. The woman will see it as if the man wants to abuse her physically. It might not be that is what they are projecting in their mind, but they are just trying to, you know, exhibit their frustration
Sure.
to let them know what is going on in their mind. But that is not healthy.
No.
So give me an example of healthy relationship and unhealthy relationship for the purpose of people that are listening to us. So if you can tell me, okay, when you communicate this way, that we can say is healthy. Because if I come to you and say, oh, I know we've had this discussion before about you when you come back from the office or when you come back from anywhere, and you take off your socks, just give it to me so I can put it in the wash, or I can put it in the laundry bag until I'm ready to wash it. It doesn't, you know, look good for you, you know, dropping all your socks on the stairways and I have to be picking it up and all this stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because you ask, you know, communication is about asking questions, about open question and close question. Open question and close questions. You know what I'm saying? Okay. I think if that man doesn't have anything in his mind, he will understand where you are coming from.
Right.
Now, that's one. Then, but I want to communicate the same thing in an unhealthy way to that person, to that man. And I said, Chris, where are you? But I've told you that anytime you come back from work, stop putting socks on the table, on the socks, you know? And the man will look at you and say, okay, are you talking to me like that? So this is what we are talking. And this is what happened in some people's homes.
Yes.
They don't know how to create boundary between healthy communication and unhealthy communication.
Yeah.
Because when this unhealthy communication begins, that is when all the other attributes, the negativity in marriage that we see start happening. Then the man will see that, oh, he's disrespecting me. He's not respecting me. Oh, he's talking to me anyhow. Oh, you know, and this is when the whole thing become escalated. So I'm coming back to you, but let me call our mommy, one of our mothers, El Bethel Prayer, Mommy Nunoyo, to just share a thought with us
Sure.
because this is a free counseling. That's what we've said. We have 1 hour, we have only about 27 minutes to enjoy this free counseling. If you have anything, put it in the chat room and we will answer you. Over
Yeah.
to you, ma.
Thank you, and thanks to the panels and to everyone that has spoken. I'm not going to deviate too much. Well, it's been a question, or I would say subject that has been bothering me because I have like few people now that, has been asking my opinion about this.
Mhm.
This thing called submission.
Mhm.
Ah, ah. I've got a daughter in the Lord. She doesn't live where I live. I'm speaking from the UK anyway.
Mhm.
She lives far, and she has totally lost herself
Mm,
for the sake of the submission, this and that.
Mhm.
And every time she calls me, she's dying. I thought she had cancer.
Mhm.
God forbid. She said, no, what she got? I mean, cancer is treatable. You can treat, at least you know what you're pumping into your body with all this and everything. But then she doesn't know how to go about it because she can see herself dying gradually.
Mhm.
Asked why. She said, look, she's been treated, for all sorts of ailments. She's depressed, she's got high blood pressure, she's got anxiety, and she says she's becoming a shadow of herself.
Mhm.
And then she's tried talking to her mother that, look, the marriage that she's in, the abuse she's going through, it's not physical, it's emotional. And the mother had made her to realize that there's no ground for divorce. The Catholics,
mm,
that I do not divorce your dad. So there's no room. If you divorce, then you're disowned.
wow.
Oh, it's giving me headaches. It's giving me sleepless nights. It's giving me whatever it is. I don't know what to say to her. I cannot advise her to leave her marriage.
Mhm.
I have been there, done that. The only advice I can give is just look after yourself, but it's not doing too much. Please, what do you see to this? It's a thing that, I mean, it's kind of a cankerworm that is eating, away many women, especially.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say women this time. I know men has their own issue as well, this and that. But please, so how do you treat this? How do you come about this without breaking God's rule, this and that? I don't understand what you do. I'm gonna stop there.
Mhm. Okay.
Thank you, ma. I'm going to ask Cheryl to take that on board. This is a counseling for you. So how would you tackle this, please?
Well, my first thought listening is, um, let me say it from this perspective, as a believer in the kingdom of God, my first thought is that she needs to really focus something that you said, focus on herself and get herself built up. I mean, I believe it sounds like the possibility that low self-esteem has taken, either she had it to begin with, but with the mistreatment, it has gone to a whole new level. It's affecting her physically. So she needs to build herself up in the Lord. Scripture, prayer, doing what she need to do health wise to alleviate her stress. I don't know about her, the details of her situation. Is her husband not open for counseling? If that's not an option, then God is her only hope. Um, to really put herself before the Lord, to pray, to find out what she needs to do, scripture. If it's physical abuse, then it goes to a whole new level. because at some point that could put her in danger.
Mm.
And so now she needs to reach out to those who handle physical abuse, agencies that she can get counseling from. If he's not open for counseling, then she should get counseling. But the thing is, she's going to need to build herself up emotionally, and I'd say spiritually. So there are a lot of details in this that could be that we don't have. But number one is prayer, building herself up, re-strengthening herself, and trying to find a common ground with this man.
Yeah. Part of the challenges with marriages is if the husband is not in alignment with God, the wife has to either focus on him or try to focus on God, and it just gets difficult. He needs to be in alignment, and it sounds like he's not in alignment. So now for her, she's torn, right? She's trying to be a good wife, if you will, but also trying to be a good Christian, a good kingdom follower. So as long as she's not in physical danger, she can turn that situation around just by being a strong woman in God, in Christ. She can turn that situation around, but it's going to take some sacrifice, unfortunately. But her focus needs to remain on God. And then as the husband looks at the situation, you know, Cheryl told me a story a while back about Smith Wigglesworth's wife,
Mm.
and he wasn't a Christian at the time, and she was. She was a very strong Christian, and she'd go back and forth to church often throughout the week. And he got tired of her going. I'm kind of shortening the story for time, but he got tired of her leaving the house. And he said, if you leave the house, um, I'm going to lock the door, don't come back, kind of thing. So she left because she's a strong woman of God. When she came back, the door was locked. So she sat down on the porch, and, night came and she went to sleep. In the next morning, he comes, opens up the door. She's there at the door sleeping. She kind of pulls herself together. She goes in the house and starts preparing breakfast for him. She didn't yell at him and scream and shout and carry on. She went in and started making breakfast. Her strong Christian walk was so powerful, it caused him to be so curious. He wanted to see how she could have this strength, and that started him going to church and becoming more and more involved with the church, and turning into one of the most powerful evangelists that we've had in modern times. So it can happen, but yeah, it's going to take some sacrifice.
It says here in the chat that her husband won't allow any counseling, and that unfortunately the husband is a pastor.
Well, there you go. So he is claiming to be a man of God, but he is not a man of God. He's not a man of God, because if you're a pastor and a man of God, you will be open for correction. Maybe not necessarily from your wife, but from other pastors and other mentors in your life. And if you're not open for that, then you're not a true man of God, in my opinion. And I don't know the man, but I'm just saying, just by those comments, if that's the case, then he is not following the will of God.
Thank you, Gaspar. Mommy, I think the last bombshell that you just put in the chat room is the ice badge. Now, the man is a pastor.
Yeah.
And he's not allowing any counseling because he's trying to cover himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's not.
He's trying to cover his deeds at the expense of that woman's destruction.
Right.
I can sense this, a narcissist behavior.
Yes.
But he's not admitting that. But everything is on this woman. I just fear for her that one day she doesn't do something stupid.
No, she doesn't have to allow it to get to that. I think when the situation gets to the level that it is now, I think the woman will have to decide by herself what she really wanted, whether she wants to live for that husband or she wants to live for her children, or whether she wants to live for herself. Because I think one of the things that this man must have done with this woman, to kill her self-esteem right
Yeah.
from the beginning.
Yeah.
Right.
So once your self-esteem is killed, if you don't have a good network around you, it will be difficult for you to build because you don't see anything good about yourself again. Because somebody has said to you that you are not good.
Mhm.
Somebody has said to you that you cannot do anything.
Yeah.
So what this man needs to do is, like Gatsby and Shirel have said, prayer. She needs to pray.
Yeah.
And she needs to get the right people around her to support her in prayer, which you are doing.
Yeah.
However, she might need, and I'm going to come out clear, she might need to come out, probably to separate from this man for some time to go and work on herself.
Yes. Yes.
Because if
Prophet,
she doesn't do that, she will continue to deteriorate until one day she will lose it.
it's a clear sign of a husband, I don't care if pastor or not, who is not in alignment with God, who is not uplifting his wife as opposed to putting her down. He should be lifting her up. He's her support. He
Yeah.
should be lifting her up in all things, not tearing her down in any aspect. So that is a clear sign that he is not following the will of God.
And that he is a broken and hurt person himself.
Right.
Yeah.
He needs healing and deliverance.
Yeah.
For him within himself. Because manipulation, as it's saying here, manipulation, control, breeding fear, that is not the spirit of God.
No.
If I just want to pick one thing from you, Mommy, you said something about her health. Did you say that she has cancer or something?
No. I thought that was what she had.
Okay.
When she said she was dying slowly. When she confided in me, all they started coming out that like oh mommy, you thought I had no. What she had was even worse than cancer. There's no one that can heal her. This and that. This is a PhD holder
Wow.
that was reduced to minute, really. And she's between Pharaoh and the Red Sea. Parents, she doesn't want to lose her parents, the love of her parents, especially the mother, because there's been a kind of a threat that if she should like divorce or leave the man or leave her marriage, she has no home with them anymore. She's disowned, this and that, and the husband is what he is, and it's so sad because
I think this is just a manipulation from the pit of hell against this woman. And if we remember, I don't know, you might not understand what I'm saying, but I think most of our participants this evening will know where people that are listening to us on social media. We know the story of a young lady, a young woman who got married to a man within the church as well. The lady is a minstrel. She sings a lot. She's done so many record labeling as well. She sings gospel music. Everybody knows her. But then she was suffering in her marriage. She was being destroyed gently, gradually.
Yeah.
And the woman refused to speak out because why? The church have said, if you do this, you do that, we're going to, dethrone you of whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
And this woman was dying in silence. So the woman was experiencing big physical abuse. She was being beaten, battered to to stupor.
Yeah.
that sometimes she'll be taken to the hospital because of what this man has done to her. To cut the story short, because I'm looking at the time, the lady died.
Mm.
The lady died because she did not open up. She did not communicate with anyone because she was scared of what will the church say.
Yes.
The husband now is in jail. The children, I think they had 2 children. They've left the children into the hand of other people to look after them.
Mm.
And this is a typical example of similar case that we are looking at now. That if something is not done timely, the woman will end up, who knows what will happen to her.
Sure.
So sometimes, as women, we need to rise up to the strength that God has given us, because God has given us strength. I can't read any parts in the Bible where they said, oh, a woman should live with a man that is beating her. A woman should live with a man that is destroying her emotionally, abusing her emotionally, destroying her peace of mind. I've never read it. I don't know. I have some pastors, or maybe they can try and put me through and give me the part of that Bible.
Yeah.
So if that is not there, when we are supposed to act, we are supposed to act. If the parents of this woman cannot listen to her, when this woman, something negative happens to her, they will be the one to suffer for it. But I don't even want to wait for that. This is my life now. If this woman has to separate from this man, I am not saying divorce this woman. But at times, when we separate from each other, it gives us time to re-identify ourselves. This woman needs to understand she's a PhD holder, but she's lost it.
Yeah.
She needs to go back and find her identity.
Yeah. And that's
biblical. Find out where did she miss it.
Yeah. And that's biblical, because Paul says you can separate for a time, but both of you should be working on how to reconcile your differences and come together. But there definitely needs to be a time in this particular situation where they do separate, because that's also going to cause him to potentially reflect upon what he was doing as well.
Exactly. So if he truly loves this woman, then he will know that he has pushed this woman to the wall.
Right.
And maybe find a way to reconcile with her. There is room for reconciliation, but this woman needs to fight back her identity before she will lose everything.
Yes. 100%.
So that would be my own piece of advice, that if I'm counseling this person, I'll say, look, I think it's time for you now to go a separate way. I'm not saying divorce your husband, but go and find yourself back. Yeah. You are lost now. You need to find yourself back. You need to reflect back to where you're coming from. Because for somebody to get a PhD, she must be knowledgeable. She must be, the thing must be here then. So I'm not going to say because I'm not married to a narcissist and I'll allow this person to kill me. No, it doesn't happen like that.
No.
And I think so many women, you find them in this situation that some will say, oh, it's because of my children, and they will be dying in silence because of my children. The children that doesn't, if anything happens to you, everybody moves on.
Yeah.
And it's just because they have low self-esteem. Most women suffer from low self-esteem. When you see women that say, no, I cannot do this, it's because, man, they don't believe that they can do anything by themselves.
Yeah.
Right.
They believe that everything has to be around this man. So if I leave this man, I'm going to suffer. I'm going to be hungry. Because they've never given that. They were never given the opportunity to do things by themselves. So maybe for this particular woman, so that by the time we'll be hearing this woman's story, it will not be a negative story. She needs to act now. That doesn't mean that she's being disrespectful. She needs to find her level. She needs to find back her identity. She's lost that identity now.
Yeah.
I mean, if somebody is telling me that even what I'm going through is worse than cancer, that woman is going through hell.
Yeah.
So I just pray that the Lord will see her through. The Lord will uplift her.
Yes.
So let's go back to what we are talking about. I think there are some things that has been placed in there because we have 7 minutes now just to round up. Unhealthy relationship and healthy relationship. So give me an example of a healthy relationship and unhealthy relationship. Someone said lack of respect Disrespect or disregard for each other is unhealthy. Poor communication where we started is unhealthy. Avoidance and defensiveness or aggression in communication. I think we've mentioned that today. Then I think one of the things that maybe you will mention it when you are telling us the healthy and unhealthy. Sometimes some of us, we avoid communication. We don't want to talk about it, and it doesn't help us. And sometimes we become defensive when we are talking. Instead of trying to analyze everything and find a solution to it, we become defensive. So, Sherelle and Gaspar, if you can just give me one example of a healthy relationship or healthy communication, let me put it that way, and unhealthy communication. I think I said some, but I just want from the perspective, people that you have counseled, that it was communication that actually broke that marriage because they were not communicating the way they're supposed. Communication is not only about talking. You need to listen as well.
That's
How
right.
much are you taking? You need to be able to paraphrase as well. So if all these things are missing, you're not listening to anybody, you're not communicating anything. So give me one example of a healthy communication and unhealthy communication, and then we can wrap this up.
I want to hit one thing, Prophet. Communication between a man and a woman should not just start once they get married. Learning about how each other communicate should begin when they are dating.
Absolutely.
So if you have a man in your life or a woman in your life and you cannot have healthy communication as a single, which means you can't share your thoughts, your ideas, you can't express yourself and show your emotions without there being retaliation or invalidation or them totally ignoring you, then you need to consider whether or not that person is even someone you need to spend time with. Communication, you need to find out how that individual communicates even before you get married. You need to find out, how did his parents communicate? How did her parents communicate? Because a lot of times we pick up things, negative and positive, from our parents, from our families, and we carry that over into our own life. So healthy communication starts even before you get married. It's asking, talking, tell me about yourself. When I met my husband, I asked him a lot of questions, and I presented to him scenarios, and I asked God to show me his heart because I wanted to know, how did he handle life? How did he handle communication? If we had an issue, what was he going to do? And so healthy communication is being able to share your thoughts, express yourself. The other person will paraphrase back to make sure they have heard you correctly. Healthy communication means being a good listener, hearing what the other person's saying and trying to put yourself from their perspective.
Absolutely.
And not always your perspective. So if each person is considering the other person's perspective, that will alleviate a lot of arguments and disagreements and unhealthy communication.
Yeah. You want to make sure you use phrases that are complementary to each other. You're not saying you always and you never. Those are not phrases you want to ever use in a healthy communication. You want to say, like, I feel like when you say this, or I'm feeling this, or I'm sensing this. Those are softer ways to have that communication, and to keep it healthy.
So you're not always pointing the fingers. It's when if the issue is something that you have, like you're not happy with the way he handles the money, you come at him and say, honey, when we get to the end of the month and we are in debt and our bill collectors are calling us, it makes me feel very insecure and uncomfortable. That's a better way of saying than saying, you always mishandle the money and you're always spending all the money. That you don't want to that even go there, because that causes a retaliation
Yeah.
and escalation.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Thank you so much for your submission. So I just put this thing on. Probably that's when we will pick it up when we come back next month or by the end of August, when we'll be having this particular one. Our normal program still continues, but this one will be having it to discuss anything that is, that is giving you concern in your marriage. You can come here, you can ask. It's just going to be a 1 hour free counseling. 1 hour free counseling. So you can come here and ask anything that is bothering. If you know you don't want people to know that you are the one, you can private chat us. If you are listening to us on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, you can private message us as well. And we will bring it out and we will discuss it. So this is one of the things we are looking at. African women are dependent by nature.
Mm.
They can't outrightly challenge their cheating husband or leave them because they think they will go hungry. Some of them cannot afford to lose the bread and butter their men are providing, so they rather stay and enjoy the mess than leave. This is something that somebody sent to me. Second to it is the stigmatization. Oh, if you leave your husband, this is what is going to happen. Then some of them will tell you they are still in marriage because of their children. That's an ancestral lie. We have had prominent women say they wouldn't leave even if their husbands are cheating on them, indirectly giving credence to infidelity. This is nothing but inferiority complex, and we must correct it from the foundation by raising a girl child. So I just want us to have because this is something that are with me. So I'll be putting some of it here when we come for these free counselings, so people can see that a lot of us, our morale has been killed by men.
Yeah.
And vice versa to some men as well,
Mm-hmm.
Some women does that to men as well. So it's not only on, I don't want to be gender biased there. It's vice versa. But it's common with women. You see women being battered, being destroyed. Even some women find it difficult to even communicate. Maybe if I communicate, he will get upset. He will get angry. He would, so many things are like that. But we'll continue with this communication when we come back by the end of this month. So our next session of Come Let's Reason Together will be on the 9th of August 2025, same time, 2 p.m. So that will be 2 p.m. But when we want to come for our counseling, it will be 8 p.m. on any days of our choice that we pick. But we'll be sending the flyer out. So if you have any burning issue or you have any counseling that you're going through, maybe you're counseling some people and you're finding it tough, just like Mom just discussed with us this evening, you can bring them here. We can have a look at it together and come out with a robust plan for that person. What we don't want is for people to be dying in silence. Yeah. It's better to be safe than sorry. Thank you, everyone that has joined me this evening. I wasn't even expecting a lot of people to join because this is something that we just want to be having a discussion, and people will just be watching it on Facebook or on our YouTube, TV or something. But thank you for everyone that has joined. I just believe that you've taken one or two things out of this. Communication is vital. Communication is perfect. Communication is useful. But what kind of tools are you using when you are communicating to your spouses? Communication doesn't involve speaking alone. It involves speaking and using non-verbal cues. What kind of verbal cues are you presenting? Are you the one that your mouth is saying A, but your body is saying B, is not balanced? Yeah. Are you one of those men that the woman will talk, even with respect and humility? You're not listening at all. I just say, okay, I've heard you. That's not good enough. Let's try and work on our communication. And I pray that everything will be well with our marriages in the name of Jesus. Thank you once again, Gaspar and Shure, for creating this time to join me. It was just an impromptu thing, and you just joined. Thank you so much.
Yeah. You're welcome.
God bless you for me.
Bless you too.
Thank you all our participants that came in this evening. Thank you, Mommy, for sharing that with us. Mama Akpata, thank you for sharing that. I'm sure that you have taken one or two things on board to carry on with your counseling. And I pray that
yes,
every homes will be settled in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
So till I
Amen.
see you on the 9th of August 2025, keep safe, Keep doing well. Keep communicating well in your marriage. There is no
Amen.
fear in communication. All you
Yeah.
need to do, put God first, and all will be well. God bless
Yeah.
you all. Bye.
Bless you.
Amen. God bless
Bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, panel. Thank you.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.